we.
My name is May Hong. I am the speaking voice of Mira from K-pop Demon Hunters. And this is Moana Nui Podcast. Signing off. Happy fans. Do it with me. Happy fans. Happy hon.
Welcome to the Opinionated Variants of the 616. I am Simone. My partner in crime, Teresa, is not here with us today, but I have the one and only David the Smiley. He was able to help me out today, and I am so excited that he is here. Y'all, he is an amazing cosplayer. If y'all are not following him, y'all need to be following him because he does some amazing cosplays. How you doing, David?
Oh, good evening. I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I am doing fantastic. Thank you again for joining us. You said you're going to wear your Spider-Man. What's going on?
I have a Batman shirt on today. I'm short, like just sitting on the couch, and that's kind of it. It's just like I'm sinking in. So, but there you go. See?
You can see it. Yes. Okay. Yeah, because I got my Wakanda. Because I'm speaking on that a little bit about
so
that.
I had to think about it. I was like, if I use my Spider-Man costume, it's gonna be hard for me to like use my keyboard and mouse pad. I'm like, oh, I didn't think about that.
It's not a problem. I said I wanted you to be comfortable. You didn't need to go out in full fledged. That's October. So if you want to come back for the Halloween one, yes, we can go all out in October. Personally, yes. So I want to get into this because I don't know how much time that you have. I don't want to take up a lot of your time, but I want to jump right in. Normally we discuss a little bit of things, movies, cosplays, traveling, what you're watching on television, and then some anime. And then we bounce around because when you start talking about something, it leads into something else. But right now it's about all of the movies. So all of the blockbusters that's ending the summer. I didn't get to see some of them. I didn't get to see Supergirl in the movies. I watched it when it came out. I didn't get to see Spider-Man either, or the Odyssey. Did you get to watch any of that? I'm pretty sure you saw Spider-Man.
I just saw it yesterday, actually. Just saw it.
I heard good things about it. I heard good things about it.
It's very good. It's definitely one of those I do recommend. Much like how the David Corenswet Superman, it's like it's falling along those lines of like this is kind of the new age superhero flicks that are coming out. So it's one I recommend. It's a very good one. They do a lot of like interesting things in there for sure, but it's one I do definitely like recommend seeing. I haven't seen Supergirl yet, and it's mostly because I've never really been a Supergirl fan anyway. So it's really, for me, it's not like I'm not missing anything. I understand that they're trying to build up this like universe and whatnot, but as like, I'm not that big of a Supergirl fan anyway. Truly, I'm not that big of a Superman fan anyway. But I did like this Superman. I have like some of the previous Supermen before too. But yeah, most definitely. I will probably wait until Supergirl comes to when it's free on Amazon Prime. Like, I'm gonna wait till that gets to me because Masters.
Well, it's DC. Shouldn't it be on Max? It should be on HBO Max.
Look here, let me tell you this. I'm not paying for all these extra streaming services. I get Amazon Prime free with my phone service. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna wait to it because I watched Masters of the Universe, the newest one,
Yes, I saw that
recently.
one. Yeah.
And I was like, okay, it's on Amazon for free. They keep what's his face promoting it as like, oh, new movies that are like here. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll wait till it's free.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of hers. I mean, I was a fan of her when she was in the what do you call it? The House of Dragons.
Okay.
When she was a little girl in that. Well, not a little girl, but she played the younger version. So I mean, I was a fan of her for that, but the drunk Supergirl thing, it just wasn't for me. But I I have to eat my words because it was pretty good. I
Good.
I liked it, and I was like, I'm not wasting my money on that. Yeah, I'll go and see it. I didn't have any high hopes, um, but I have to say, I'm I was impressed. Do I like her or do I want her to be my Supergirl? No, but I can see the darkness that they're bringing into her.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm understanding. I'm understanding it. And within the movies, she found her she had a heart because she loved her dog, and something happened to the dog, so she had to fight to get the dog back. Um and she had a heart. She had a heart. She didn't want another younger person to kill. She's like, that's not going to help you. You know, I'm impressed. I was impressed. And I
Yeah.
have to tell my friend Kyle that because he's not going to believe me. So I need to, because he's a big DC person. So I need to let him know that I was impressed with that movie.
So I'll say this: the way that they like write Supergirl is like you kind of have two versions. You kind of have her like animated DC like animated universe version, and then you have like her
Mhm.
comic version. And I think they probably took more of the comic version versus how they use like a lot of the animated version because like the animated versions, she's young, she's a teenager, like just young adult trying to kind of live up to the title of her cousin, her technically younger cousin. But again, she's like trying to live up to that title of what it is to be like in that super person realm. But
Yeah.
again, you don't see some of the other ones, you don't see how she like has those conflicting like stories and like moments where like most people do. Like we get depressed, we get sad, we get manic, we
And they
have all
showed that.
these things.
And that's what they showed, which is why she stayed drunk because she didn't want to feel. So
Hmm.
that made sense. But I didn't like the storyline because to me, I kind of remember, unless I'm got it mixed up, she didn't come with her cousin, but she was sent to protect him, and she was older. In this movie, she was a little kid and he was already Superman. I,
Oh, remember, so you got to remember, because she's a little kid, I think it's the fact that well, first off, technically they never state how old Clark is anyway, if you really think about it. But at the same time, it's like she grows up pretty quick. So that means like, okay, there's gonna be she could have already well been in her like preteen years, but she's still gonna have this younger looking feature about her, but she still doesn't look as like older as Clark Kent because again, when they were coming in, they were in that little stasis kind of pod. So that's kind of why she came in as a kid. I did watch the end credits of the Superman movie, so I'm fully aware of that. That I am aware of. But I think it's kind of weird how they did do it that way. I mean, if you think about how Smallville, like go back to Smallville with Tom
yes.
Welling, and when
Hmm.
they introduced Supergirl there, and how she was pretty much his same age, like they were both teenagers at that time, and then but she had more control over her powers than he
That
did.
he
She could
did.
already fly, and he could not.
Right, because she was supposed to be here to protect him. So aging, I know canon. We gotta let some of that stuff go. That's just, I'm not gonna harp on it. I'm not. I'm a DC. I'm a Marvel girl before I'm a DC girl, but I still like DC. So I understand some of it, but I was happy with it.
That's good.
If I paid to go and see it, I wouldn't have been disappointed. So that one, it was really good. I know the sci-fi movies that's dominating the box office is the Odyssey, and that was such a big uproar because of, oh my God, Helen of Troy, she's black. The woman was in the movie for about 15 minutes. I don't even know how long she was in the movie. She wasn't even
That's
in the
it.
movie that long. And that was it. That was just like, y'all did this big uproar, but still, she's still a beautiful woman, and of course her face launched 1,000 ships. That's what it was supposed to do.
Yeah.
How did you like, did you see it?
Okay, so I haven't seen it. I have not seen it. But someone says she had like 5 minutes of screen time. And I believe it. I really believe that. No, I haven't seen it. Now, I'm gonna say this is like they aren't as bold with a lot of like some of these Greek movies and stuff, like these historical pieces. Like they aren't as bold as they could be. Because like first and foremost, like Romans, Greeks, they were gay. They were super gay. And you mean to tell me y'all were like 20 years on a ship? Y'all ain't do any kind of hunching or anything like that. Like
I mean,
that.
they showed it in some of these Greek movies. They've done that. So you're absolutely correct. They should have
300
more. Yeah, well, I guess because
peaches. It should have been a lot more peaches in there, more than likely. If we put it, we're gonna have it PG terms. But no, like that's not one I want to pay for to go see. It's probably one I will wait until it like comes out on
yeah,
streaming.
but this is the one where, because it's 70 millimeter, I really want to go and see it. I've just been seeing snippets of what they had on TikTok, but you really need to see it in the movies. And they do show the difference of, if you see it on this screen, you're going to get this cut off. But if you see it on the 70 millimeter screen, you're going to get everything. So, I mean, I know once they move it to television, it'll be reformatted for television. But
so I'll say this is I actually haven't seen with that Supergirl, like I haven't really seen any spoilers like that. Even what is it, Brand New Day came out like that the very last day of July, and I had to wait a couple of weeks because I was like, okay, I had to take time off work so I can actually just go and do stuff. I haven't really seen any spoilers for a lot of the movies that have come out recently. Like usually I could just be scrolling like on my phone and like Instagram or whatnot, and then I'm seeing like spoilers for movies. And I'm like, dang, okay, cool. Well, I guess I actually do want to go watch this. But even with Masters of the Universe, like I didn't really see any spoilers for that.
oh, I did, and I was like, my girl from the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, I was like, if anything that she's in, I'm gonna go and see it. I want to see her. She just an evil witch. I want to see her. So I can never remember her name, but she was amazing in it. I loved He-Man. It was cheeky, but it was cheeky. It was cute. It was cute. It really was.
I've been hearing the opposite of that. Like it's been very like people weren't really too happy about it, but I think it was more so because of Jared Leto is like the biggest like gripe, the most common gripe a lot of people.
I think he did a great job.
And it's not the fact that he didn't do a good job as Skeletor, it's the fact that they knew the man behind the mask. And I think that's what was like off-putting a lot with people. My only gripe that I had, and I literally just talked to a friend about this not too long ago, is that he's a big like He-Man fan. And he does like he cosplays Skeletor and everything like that. But he's a big He-Man fan. He loves that series. And so he actually watched it. He was like, I didn't really like it too much. And it was one of his gripes was about Jared Leto. And I was like, okay, I'll still give it a shot. My biggest thing was, okay, and I know you love Wicked. They rely too much on the CGI green screens right now. So if you saw, which I know you did, but if anyone who's watching this saw Wicked, look at how the backgrounds were in Wicked, and look at how the backgrounds were in Masters of the Universe were. It's kind of the same thing where they have to heavily rely on that. There's no like real interaction with it. It's just there to kind of look pretty to give you that like little element, but there is no interacting with it like at all. My only, and that was thing one. Thing two is that when it came to Prince Adam, Nicholas Galenzine, how he was, my biggest gripe was this, is that if y'all are going to do He-Man justice, one of the problems is that He-Man is like 3 times the size of Prince Adam.
Mm-hmm.
And no one knows it's him because of how big he is. And it's the fact that they had all the baggy clothing over Nicholas. And then when he finally went into He-Man, it's just like, oh, you just took the clothes off. That's it. That didn't really
it just
add
changed
an extra
into
element.
Yeah, that to me it's like how Chris Evans was with the Captain America. You had this little scrawny person, and then when he turned into Captain America, he bulked up. So I'm like, did you need somebody to bulk up? I don't know how they did that version of Chris Evans with the Captain America and how he bulked up, and how
I
they
do
changed
believe
it.
that was a stunt double. I
With
do believe that was another person.
the little person or the
I think that was another person they had on there, if I'm not mistaken.
well, they definitely should have had somebody, because I agree with you. They should have known that that person was He-Man. Again, to me, it was cheeky. It I didn't expect anything out of it except I just wanted to laugh and have fun and
Yeah.
just remember the cartoon. And that's where it brought me. It brought me back in the day. I didn't expect anything more out of it. I got exactly what I expected, and it was cute.
It was funny. It was funny. It had some
it
moments in
was
there.
it
It was
was
funny.
it was funny. I wish that what is it, Evelyn?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I wish
Evelyn.
she wasn't evil enough for me. Maybe the blackness of the
Oh,
eyes. I,
okay.
I in the 80s cartoon, no, him and now I gotta go and watch
Look,
the cartoon
hold on. Now maybe they're right. Now, oh, they just
to
use
make him
okay, they
strong.
use CGI. Okay. So, okay, let me say this is there's a bit of an age gap between us. So like I didn't watch the 80s cartoon because I was not born in the 80s. I was born in 1991. So it was, I think, another animated version that I did watch. And I think that's probably what I'm going back and forth with. But at the same time, they didn't know Adam
Well,
was
Adam
He-Man.
was He-Man. They didn't know. So even if he was not the same size, but still, I mean, the parents were alive. So it's like you killed the parents. I, I don't know. The whole storyline was it just threw me off. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
but it was still, I still liked it. It was, it,
They at least brought
it gave
Dolph
me what it
back.
was supposed to. It was cheeky. I liked it.
They brought Dolph back, so that's a like plus.
Yes, everybody that was in it did a good job. I'm If they do a second one, I don't see them doing a second one, but it
It's a
was
one-off. I think that's a one-off though.
Yeah, Man of Arms was in it. The Sorceress. I like the Sorceress. Um, that one was good too. Um, okay, so all of these movies that are coming out, is anything inspiring you for cosplay?
Let me tell you this. When it comes to cosplay as of right now, the only thing that I'm kind of focusing on is like, all right, Avengers Doomsday is coming out. And for me, the only Avenger or like kind of close in that realm of cosplay I have is I'm just waiting for the newest version of the Shuri costume to like drop, and then I'll get that.
Okay.
That's for sure. But because I have my own like Shuri Wakanda Forever version that I do, and I can't wait to get these photos back from this photographer and we shot. We were outside, just all black, like very kind of not thick, but a thick enough suit that it's not breathing. Is the worst. It is the worst when you have
And
makeup
this
on
one
and
was just
everything.
recent.
Huh?
This one was just recent, right? The photo
Yeah, I
shoot.
did it this year.
Okay.
So, but that's probably one that I'm waiting on like the most, is just to do that and then possibly do like a group with people, because I think I don't see a lot of like Shuri cosplays like out there like that.
No.
So that's gonna be like my big thing, is just making sure I can. Well, no, let me rephrase. Yes, I do know another Shuri cosplayer, Audrey, but I was like, not she. What is it? The year we met, I did the movie version. She did the comic version. I'm sorry if you hear my cat. My cat just woke up from a nap, and she's been in the living room sleeping the whole time.
Oh, you're talking about Ma Petite?
Yes, my petite.
Yes. Okay.
So no, I definitely like that. That's another person I know that cosplays Shuri, but that's definitely one I'm looking forward to for this year. It's not many others. Oh, you know what? I take that lie back. Even though I know they're not going to do anything anytime soon, Candyman is definitely one that I
I'm
might
not
just
gonna want
like
to see
pop
that
out.
because how you gonna remake my man? How you going? You can't do that. You can't.
Me.
You Oh, you doing it at Candyman? Oh, okay. I thought you
Mhm.
was like somebody was no. I can't.
I mean, because they came out with the last remade version. What was it, like 2 years ago? I think.
With him,
Yes,
yeah, the
but
most worst.
definitely, like, say that. What else? What am I looking for? I don't know. What about you? What inspirations from these upcoming movies do you have?
I am already waiting for Dragon Con tickets to drop for me to go for next year because Blood
Mm,
and Bones is a cosplay that I am building. It's the same way I
okay.
felt with the Dora Milaje when I saw
Hmm.
it. So I'm scavenging the internet, waiting, looking and searching. Yeah, Blood and Bones
Okay.
is I can't wait.
All
I
right.
can't, I can't wait for that one. Um, the conventions that happening right now, your prior ones that you went to, and then any future ones that you're going to, are you done for this year?
Okay. So let me tell you this. This was a very, very busy summer. I all of July, all of last month, there was something to do every weekend that month. I've never been this tired before. So I'm kind of taking a break, but I'm also like kind of getting ready for some new stuff. So I know Nostalgia Con is going to be here in October, in Houston in October.
Okay,
So
that was
that is like the next one on my list, simply because what's his face? Tom Welling is gonna be here. And I don't you watch Smallville.
Yes.
So okay. So there's like an episode where they have the Legion of superheroes come back from the future because one of the villains like got there. In the comics, Brainiac 5 has like this like big, huge like crush on Superman. Like he has a big old crush on him. And so that's kind of the only reason I'll go to it, is just so I can dress up, make my face like green and everything. It's Brainiac 5. And then just go there. And it's like, hi, Superman. And that's gonna be that. That's gonna be that. So that's thing one. Thing two, and I'm gonna try my best to be there because I'm a part of this, but work. Disability Comic Con is another
Yes.
thing.
That one's coming up too.
That'll be October 17th, which is a Saturday from 10 to 4. That's right after my birthday, October 16th. So I'm going to try my best to be there. I'm trying to see if I can get off of work, like, so I can be there for that one for sure. But that's coming up. That's one I'm trying to make sure I get to go to. And I've been trying to get to the, what is it, CCS markets that happen. It's like on Isnet or something, like in like that area, because they do events like all the time. And I think that's kind of mostly it. Like usually around November, just or after Halloween. Usually after Halloween, that's when it's like I go back into my coffin and like take my slumber.
I'm actually heading to Dallas Fan Expo. It's my first time going to that one. That's September. I already got the tickets. September 11, 12, 13th. I'm only going for one day. It's a you probably know them because they're in the cosplay world. But when I do like my Maleficent, and I call her my goddaughter because she had did Aurora. So it's like just my adopted goddaughter. So, we try and do cosplays together. And she's going to do we're doing Wicked. So I'm going as Elphaba, and her mother is in a wheelchair. So she's going to do. Oh my God, the sister's.
I know it's the sister's name.
The sister's name. I can't think of the sister's name. It's like, but she's gonna
Nessa
do
Rose.
Nessa Rose. She's gonna do Nessa Rose, and my goddaughter is going to, of course, do Glinda. So I was like, okay, this is gonna be cute. And it's gonna be Sunday, so I'm gonna drive up early on Saturday and get there in enough time to go to Cosmos. Is it Cos? Yeah, COMS, Cos. Whatever that place is that has the crazy ass movie theater. And you can see the movies in it. To me, it's like the Sphere. When I went to go and see The Wizard of Oz, this big round movie theater, so you can watch The Matrix, Harry Potter, That's like how am I pronouncing that? Cosmo, whatever. I'm going. Cosm. I'm going.
So okay, I just thought about this. There is one more. Now, I've been keeping it under wraps, but I've like one part has already come in. I'm just waiting for like stupid costume to get here, and it's driving me nuts. I can't stand that. So as you know, there's a new series for the Green Lanterns.
Yes.
Yeah. So I will actually, I was doing it for a different reason. Well, I'm doing it for two different reasons. Reason number one is I'm going to be doing a walk a suit, like a walk, and we're all going to be in superhero looks and everything like that. So they asked me to be Green Lantern, and so I'm like, start this Sunday. Okay, so yeah,
Yep.
it's coming up.
It's this Sunday, yeah.
But yeah, so I plan on being a John Stewart Green Lantern. Now the hair, that's a different story. He has hair in the comics, but I know my hair right now is a little different, but that's okay because I've been growing this hair for like the last 2 years. Well, almost 2 years. I started in October. This October will make 2 years since I've been growing my hair. But yeah, I'll be doing a Green Lantern cosplay coming up soon. And it's really for the St. Jude walks with the kids. So that's thing number one. Thing number two, and this is just because I love it when I see something funny and I have to like do it. There was a meme that I saw, and I'm pissed I can't find it right now. There's a meme that I saw with Hal Jordan Green Lantern, and he's like, I guess he's in space or on a planet or something like that, and it's like different panels for the comic. And in the words that he's saying, he's not doing the lantern oath. All he's saying is, I don't cook, I don't clean. So let me tell you how I got this right. And that's the only reason I want to cosplay Green Lantern, is so I can literally make a video of me saying
saying that.
Powering up.
That's gonna be cute. That's gonna be cute. Oh my god, I can't wait for that. Like that one, I can't wait for. What recommendations that can you give? Because you do travel when you do your cosplays, right? Or you just basically stay within Houston?
Okay, so it varies. If it's something I really want to go to, I will travel. Let me rephrase. I will travel. I need to travel more. That I will say.
That you and me both. Yes, I need to travel more to meet these people that I follow, because they come for DreamCon, and then I missed everybody, and I'm like, I can't believe this person was here, and I missed them. Yes, I definitely want to travel more.
And I didn't get to go to DreamCon this year. I was stuck at work. I didn't get to go. I had an event that Friday night of DreamCon that I was hosting. I was emceeing rather, as Ruby Rod, but I didn't get to go to DreamCon. I stuck at work. I didn't get my ticket, and also my body was like shot by like that point. I was like, I'm done. I need to save it for Anime Matsuri and Delta H Con, and then what was it, like freaking Comic Palooza was like not too long before all of that, and then Pride and all that. I'm just like, my body needs a break right now. So so he had all that. I missed DreamCon. The only con I know I've gone out of Houston for it was when NostalgiaCon first started, and it was in San Antonio. And that was going to be the first time I met Bill Lamar. But by the time I went through all the rain, traffic, search for parking when I got there, finished getting in costume when I got there, he was already like leaving. I at least got to say hi that year. But then the year he came here last year to Houston, I got to meet him, like full costume and upgraded, like static board. Like I literally cosplayed as Static, and he was like, can I get a photo of you? I'm like, yes, you can get a photo of me. What? You don't even have
to. Are you crazy? You get a photo with... Yes, please. It's like, oh my God, can I take a photo of you? That's what, when I did my, the Star Wars, it was Kamar, the guy who played that, and I was in my May NSA. He was like, can I take your picture? Dude, what? Yes, you can take my picture. Please.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's amazing when people ask that. I asked you this question because I know when I travel, I don't fly. I have not flown yet with props. No, that's not true, because I did go to Canada with props. but it wasn't anything elaborate. It was just the costumes. I really didn't have a prop. I had my staff because I went with the Dora Milaje, but that was the only thing that I had. Normally, people have these big ass props,
Yes. Yes.
and I'm like, how do y'all even? That's why I drive, even to Dragon Con, 12 hours. I'm throwing everything in the car, kitchen sink, everything, because I just know that I would forget something, and just drive. And it's like, how do you pack? Like,
So
you recommend?
So let me say this is for me, I have some cosplays that do like have props and some that do not have props. But from when I look, because that's been my biggest fear is traveling with a lot of props. I traveled to California a couple of years ago. And so I actually got a photo by Stan Lee's star with me dressed as Miles Morales, Spider-Man. So my only prop was just like my face shield. That's it. Or face shell rather. And so that was a carry-on with me. I don't know how they would be if I tried to carry on my static skateboard. Like because I have a skateboard under my little like flying disc. So like whenever I'm dressed as static, I like can fly around and everything. Um, I don't know how it would be about that. What I will say though, depending on the prop, you can get it's a case for it's like a big guitar case or something like that. And you can actually check that in. And like as long as you put your padding in there so your stuff doesn't like bounce around, everything like that, that would be a way that you can carry that kind of prop with you, like an instrument like thing, like an instrument case. My biggest issue is just I would have to reconstruct some of my stuff, either make it smaller or like kind of like break it in half and then reattach it some way or something like that. Like that would be my biggest like fear on trying to get that stuff done. But those are some things that I've like seen like online. It's just like get you one of those like instrument like cases, put the padding in there, and then kind of like line your stuff up so where it doesn't like fall out or move around. Like that's one thing I would say do that. And it just depends on the prop. If you can do it, break your prop down. Like carry
Yeah.
some of like more sensitive pieces like with you. Just make sure if it's something that can one either fit in your bag, it's not anything that they would flag as like illegal, but also something that is you can put in your what's his face. You put it in your suitcase, it'll be fine. Put it in your carry-on, it'll be fine. Or if it's something you really have to like, if it's like a helmet or something like that, then you just carry it on. What I will say is I want to try it once. I just want to walk into the airport in costume and just call
You
it.
already know you're not going to be able to.
No, I have a fear. I have a big fear though. That's my problem. It's because like everyone carries like electronic toothbrushes and all that kind of stuff and everything, the electronics and all that. And they say it meshes with when it gets up in the air and then the air pressure and everything. I have a fear that like if there's ever like some kind of like fire accident like in the cargo area, what about my costumes? I'm like, some of these costumes are like, I've invested money in them and I haven't had to rebuy them. So if I have to rebuy them, I'm screwed because I probably can't get it anymore. For instance, the costume the trench coat for my static costume, I spent about $200 on that when I initially bought it. That was about 5 years ago. I think that I can still rebuy it again. I don't think it's from the same people, but I think I can still rebuy it again. But it's just with a costume. And I'm like, the costume itself doesn't look that great. But the way that I put it on, I had to piece that costume together. But the biggest thing with that costume alone is the coat. The trench coat is like the biggest element. And that's like the hardest one. Like if I don't have that coat, then I'm like, that's not static.
Yeah. That's it. You need some of the pieces that you have, some of your costumes. It's like you can't really do it without it. 'Cause even though like my husband had his, and we moved from New York, so he had a leather coat.
Mm-hmm.
And he's only done cosplays which were classic cosplays. At the time he was bald, and I was like, they need, why can't I think of anybody right now? Why I'm always going blank? The guy with the patch. The Marvel, the black guy, the Marvel.
Oh, Nick Fury.
Nick Fury. I'm like, why I can't think. So there was a person who, I don't know if you ever met him. He used to work, and he had passed away. He used to work at Edwards movie theater, and he got all the cosplayers together. He would gather cosplayers, and any movie that came out, he was like, okay, I need this person. I need a Spider-Man. I need Marvel. He would call out. He would be in the cosplay rooms, and he would be like, I need this, but he didn't have a Nick Fury. So when he was like, I need a Nick Fury. So I went to my husband. I was like, can you do Nick Fury? And he was like, yeah, okay. He pulled out his leather coat. Yeah, I was like, I got a patch for you. Gave him the eye patch. That was it. I mean, all he put, black shirt, black pants, and these kids loved him. They loved him. They was like, oh my God, I just watched you. There was some girl who came out of the movie theater. She was like, I just watched you on the movie. He's done three costumes where there were two girls that ran up to him. Kamapalooza, he had went with me to Kamapalooza, and that's when what's the movie with the District 8, District 7,
Hunger Games
came out. So I didn't have the District 11 for him, but I'm like, just put on District 12 shirt. Nobody's gonna know. Just put the shirt on and just come with me.
Mm-hmm.
So this girl was dressed as Katniss. When I tell you, I don't know where she ran from, but this girl ran, and she was like, oh my God, are you? And I can't even remember the guy's name, but he's from District 11. And my stupid husband, he was like, no, I'm not him. My mom told me to put this shirt on. I'm like, you're not supposed to say that, too. You're not supposed to say that.
I'm supposed to say that.
But she didn't care. She didn't care. She was like, can I take a picture with you? And then the father came up. Now, mind you, I'm in full-blown costume. This man is just in this shirt. And the father looks at me. He was like, okay. He asked the daughter, do you want to take a picture with her too? She's like, no, I just want to take a picture with him. And he looks at me and he was like, I'm sorry. I was like, I'm used to it already. It's his time, so let him shine. I'm like, I'm happy for him. That was the second time. Well, that was the actually first time, and then when he was Nick Fury, the little girl that came out, it's like, and then of course when we did the Dora Milaje together, and he was the T'Challa. Those are the three that he's done. But I won't push him to do anything more. That's anything simple. That's what I want him to do.
I mean, look, there is nothing wrong with that. There's like simple, comfortable. There is nothing wrong with that.
And if he does simple and comfortable, and he's okay with that, I'm good. Because when Kamapalooza came out, and we all went, we did the Dora Milaje there. He was shining. He was in his element. He was happy. he was keeping me calm because my costume was falling apart, and
Oh.
we was trying to my belt, the Dora belt, the buckle
Mm-hmm.
came off, and we was trying to get to, at the time, I think they changed it. Before, it used to be called first aid,
Yeah.
but they changed that name because you can't call it first aid because
For the
it's
cosplay repair,
yeah,
like shop
yeah.
and all
So now
that.
they have to
Yeah.
call it cosplay repair. But we was trying to get there, and we kept getting stopped. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, he's in my ear. You got it. Okay, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. So I mean, at that point, it's like I'm glad that I do cosplays where I don't have to smile, because when I tell you my face, I was angry. They was like, "Oh, you in cosplay, girl? I love it. I love it. Look at your face." I was like, "Ma'am, you just don't know. I'm not in cosplay. I'm fucking angry right now. It's like I'm angry."
But let
So
me tell you this. Let me tell you this. And I don't think that was the year we met. I don't think so.
no, it was after. It was
Okay.
it was after
So
that.
next year, or it's like after that.
Yeah, I think it was like 2 years. It was 2 years after that, because
Okay.
I didn't do whenever the whenever the second one came out is when we met.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay. Okay.
whatever year that was is the year that we met,
I
because
think it.
the first year when the movie came out, we weren't prepared
Mm,
for it, and because we was going to do it, our costumes wasn't going to be ready for March, and we got it ready for Kamapalooza.
okay. All right. So, but I'm gonna tell you this is like people don't understand when it comes to the photos, getting photos taken at the conventions. It's rough on the cosplayers sometimes because the funny thing is this is I've been like mid like bite, like where I'm like I have to like break down. I'm like I need to like eat. I need to get me something.
Yes.
I'm mid bite and I'm like this. And I'm like they're like, hey, can we get a? Do you mind if we get a photo of you? I'm like, all right, yeah, let me go ahead. I was like, yeah, let me go and do this. Or the fact that you'll be standing still for like 10 minutes in about like 1 to 5 different poses. And you be tough on the body. That I will
Yeah,
say.
I mean, there's times where I have to say I have to eat, guys. I just find me and I will take a picture with you. I just, if I don't eat, I'm going to pass out. I gotta eat. But normally once I eat, then I'm ready to leave, because I don't
Mm-hmm.
eat or drink when I'm in costume, because I'm not taking off that costume to go to the bathroom. So
Mm-hmm.
an hour before I know that I need to leave, that's when I will at least get something to drink or get a candy bar or something. I was like, okay, it's time to go, because that now I need to go to the bathroom. I'm not eating or drinking at all. And I learned that the hard way. And then
Ooh.
once I started getting, because we never got hotels, we just would drive down. So of course I was
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm not, I have this bathroom fetish thing. It's like I don't do that. But then once we started getting in hotel rooms, then I was like, okay, I can go up to my hotel room, go to the
Mm-hmm.
bathroom, and then fix my
Mm-hmm.
stuff, and then come back downstairs. So, but learning that going to getting a hotel room is like the best thing, because like I just like
Yes. No,
this going to
an
this Dallas fan
easy.
con is gonna kill me, because I'm only going for one day.
Look, let me tell you this, that drive from here to Dallas, it's not the initial 1 hour. It's not the everything in between that kills you. It's the trying to get out of Houston and trying to get out of Dallas. Like once you get past like the woodlands, it's just like weird construction and everything. And
Yeah, I
then
do
it's
that when I
like,
go to San Antonio, visit my
mm-hmm,
sister, and the cons in San Antonio. That's why I said that as far as I've had traveled, um, that's not true, Julia. I went to MegaCon in Florida, but that was Orlando. But again, I drove to that Orlando.
Yeah.
You know, the MegaCon, San Antonio, the Ontario, Canada. Those were the as far as I went, but I want to do more
Mm-hmm.
in different states, but they have to be simple, not extreme cosplays because I can't travel with all of that.
Yeah. My biggest, and also my biggest fear right now is I have a lot of wigs. I have a ton of cosplay wigs right now. And that is something I don't travel with. Like, unless I'm driving from my place to the con, because like everything will be secured on there and whatnot. Like, we are secured and locked down. Uh, I just, I have a fear that something would happen to the wigs, depending on what costume it is. I could probably go to a beauty supply place, maybe buy a wig or whatever, and like restyle it up. But it's the fact that I'm trying to do more anime related cosplays now. Some of
Yes,
these anime wigs, this isn't
or
a,
yeah,
you can't go to a place and pick it up. You kind of have to like either buy something or you need to like custom make it yourself.
hmm
That's the wigs right now. Like, I have so many wigs in my closet, it's ridiculous. Like, and that's not even including
so
the shoes that go with the cosplays. But
it's not the shoes. I trust me. I've got bins. I got a Christmas bin. You know those big bins. My husband's
mm-hmm.
like, if you get another wig, like, but I'm with you with the anime that I'm trying to get into. Um, and but they have to be packed properly. These right now, yes, I can throw them on because they're different colors and I can style them differently. But the anime ones, you can't just leave them in a bag and throw them. You got to have them on the the head and
Like the
then
little
cover
head
them
man.
up
Yeah.
with the plastic and keep them. I ain't got room for that.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. So I don't know. I don't. That's crazy to, but I definitely know that we need to put them in, the suitcase and with the
Yes.
head and so yeah, hard suitcase is what I've invested in, because I was into the soft suitcases, but I have invested into the hard suitcases to travel with these wigs because it's like I can't lose my stuff. And then I put everything in the plastic and I write the notes. So like when I went to Canada, I the copy of my ticket, the copy of the con, a screenshot of the con, and then the wrote everything down of this is the costume, this is what it's from, this is just so that if y'all open this up, y'all not pulling me and worrying about okay, what is this sphere doing in there? Y'all not gonna do anything. I just need to know that I got everything in here and labeled correctly so that I'm not getting stopped. Be like,
Look,
man, what is this?
look. Let me say this. I just want to one day. I just want to like go into an airport dressed as an anime character. Like, I'm going to a convention and just like, yeah, like, and you'll be surprised like how many people will like get what you're dressed as. Like, it's so many people that watch stuff. I'm like, I would love to just go as one and just like, I don't have to take off my wig. I might, because I have to use the hairpins to like secure it down and everything. I'm like, they'll probably say something, but I would love to
No,
just
I
like
mean other
go.
women, people who have wigs on normally. I don't see a problem as long as you're not painting your face or doing something and it's a cosplay
Hmm.
where it's just the wig and they'll be able to see that yeah it's you, yeah that's me,
Yeah.
that's me, that's me. I'm going to a con, that's me. I'm
Like, yeah, that's
dressed up.
me. I look a little crazy, deranged, but yeah, that's me. That is me.
Yeah, I know I can't go in there as Elphaba. I know for a fact. It's like,
I mean, you could do it. You could do it. You could do it.
through. I'm not going to be able to get through now. I can do it without painting my face green, but yeah, they like, no, I don't.
Look, I'll tell you a story, a brief story. You remember when Houston got snow back in 2025?
Yep.
All right, cool. You know, everything was shut down and whatnot. And I went out and I was like getting some photos dressed as Frozone. And
yes,
so,
I saw that. I love that.
but here's the thing is I was doing my own thing. I bumped into these photographers, videographers. They're doing their stuff and they see me and they're like, oh, Frozone, wait, can we get a photo of you? I'm like, yeah, sure. Like, wait, can we get video with you? I'm like, y'all, it's a little cold outside, but all right, I guess, whatever. So you've seen that picture of me on an overpass, right?
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So that area was actually being blocked off by a cop. So two of the guys, they went up to her and they were like, hey, can we get over here and try to get some photos and videos? And she tells them no. But they were like, well, we're trying to get photos with Frozone. And then they point to me. I look over and I wave. And she's like, all right, y'all can go ahead. Come on. Yes.
That's all. That's all it takes. I mean, what are you going to do? All you have to say, ask. What can I say? No. You never know. You have no idea what.
And like I've gotten let into places like in cosplay and whatnot, but now usually they already know who. Depending on if I go to my regular spots, they know who I am. But that's an example of like you could just go into cosplay, like full everything. They might just say yes. They might just okay. You know what? Go ahead.
I don't know. I know you said you've been kind of busy. So do you like watching a lot of TVs, a lot of the TV shows that's happening? Like, have you seen the two finales of the House of Dragons and X-Men 97?
Okay. I have not been able, I've never actually gotten into Game of Thrones, House of Dragons. I have a couple of coworkers that are into that. I've never gotten into it. Mind you, I do like sci-fi stuff and everything. I can't get into that one. I don't know why. If I sat down and gave it time, I'd probably get into it. But I've never been able to get into the House of the Dragons or Game of Thrones. X-Men 97, this is what I'm going to say, is I haven't seen too many spoilers. That being said, I haven't watched it yet. Why? Because I don't have Disney Plus right now. Why? Because I don't want to pay all that money. No, and like I'm being legit. I literally stopped my Hulu account because it was already irking my nerves. It was the fact that I was paying like $20 a month, and it was really only because one, I don't do ads. But it was really only because I was watching an anime series, multiple anime series. So when they stopped, I was like, you know what? I get rid of this. Hulu's trying to Disney is buying up everything, integrating it and whatnot. But I still have to have a full Disney Plus account and everything just to access it through Hulu. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just go ahead and get through with it. That's it. I watch my anime that I needed to watch. So no, I have not watched X-Men 97. I really don't. As of right now, I haven't had too much time to like kind of sit down and watch too many series. It's really like I have a long list of stuff that I need to watch, including movies. But that's just, it's not one that I've seen. I know it's good. It's very good. Like I know it's good. I know there are some things that are happening in there right now. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone that's watching. But
we forgot to say we spoil here. Ooh. We spoil because this is my universe. We spoil. So
So
we
let me
don't.
say this. I know the two lovers, they had their thing going on in there and whatnot, and Professor Xavier lost his man. And so look, I'm a firm believer. I'm a very, very firm believer that Professor Charles Xavier and Magneto made their divorce, their breakup, the world's problem. That's full. I'm a firm believer in that. They made their breakup the world's problem. One went, built a school, one started a cult, and then they decided to let their children fight it out. So
That's a good way. That's a good way of putting it.
I mean, if you think about it, but
that's
like
a good
I'm
way.
I'm a firm believer in that. I
Hatfields
know
and
they were
McCoys. That's a good way. That's a good way of looking at it.
I know they
Um,
had some issues with like again just stuff I've seen, not a whole lot because I'll like scroll past it, but I know Gambit comes back. I know he's back in action, and
yeah,
apparently Nightcrawler was the MVP for something. I don't know what he did, but apparently he was
yeah,
doing his thing.
yeah. And that I knew what was going to happen once Rogue came out. I knew what was going to happen, so it was like, dude. But he's. Can I watch it without him? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He's. I mean, because when Gambit died, that hurt. That hurt, and it's like I need Gambit in there. I'm like, don't freaking Game of Thrones me and kill everybody that I care about. Just like, just don't do that to me. But yeah, the ending was kind of hurtful.
Mm.
It was. So that means that because you don't have the Disney, you didn't see the Ninth Jedi, the Star Wars Vision Ninth Jedi, which is fucking amazing. And I have a podcast that I'm about to do on that. And I don't see a lot of people talking about that. And it's crazy to me that nobody is talking about it. I'm extremely happy that I'm not seeing any of the other Star Wars people in there. There's uh it it's in the future, way past the Mandalorian, and
Mm.
it's perfect. It's like there's no people popping up and cameos, and I just it's
So it's a new
it's
story.
such a good it's a yeah, it's a branch off. It's a
Okay.
it's a branch off. It's a branch off.
All
Um,
right. I'll say like the biggest thing is like with Star Wars is that it has been like kind of you don't know what part in time they're like being in because like the last hope, all of that when it first started, then you got the Clone Wars and everything, but then you find out all of that is like switched and that's supposed to start this way, then this way, and then oh well, we got to go back and add this to the story versus then this is here in this part of the story, and that's so it's kind of like Kingdom Hearts in a way, but yeah, no, I know Star Wars. I do like it though. I do like it. I do need to do a Star Wars cosplay at some point in time for sure. I plan on getting a lightsaber.
you and as we speak on that, I have like 20 lightsabers. I got this one because I saw that it was green, and I was like, Elphaba is going to be a Sith. So I'm doing it, and I love how I can merge my cosplays together and create something new. So I'm turning Elphaba into a Sith, and that's her green lightsaber that I got. I'm gonna tell you something. Once you get one, you're gonna keep getting them. I'll send you
Mm.
links where you can get a lightsaber, and they're not expensive. And well, some of them are expensive, but you're starting out, you can get a good lightsaber $80, and you have all of these fucking different lights. Like this one here from this company.
Uh-huh.
I think this one was $60. I think it's $60, and I have sound and so many lights, and you get the blade. Yeah, trust me,
Oh, okay.
you will be ecstatic when you get your lightsaber. And I need you to, and I'm gonna bug you. I'm going to bug you because I need you to jump in and do your little Star Wars thing.
Let me tell you this. One of the last conventions I went to, Anime Matsuri, uh, I will say that I've never actually ever bought any of the swords or katanas like that. This was the year. It's rare that it happens, but when there's a lot of stuff that happens at conventions, there's a lot of merchandise at conventions that I actually like. Um, I spent so much money at this convention because they had so much good stuff. And this is the only time I've actually been to one where I see the actual real life sword from the katana from one of the cosplays I do. There's a villain character in one of the series I watch called Bleach. It's an anime. I've never actually seen the character's like actual sword in real life until I was at Anime Matsuri. And then I was like, you know what? Heck yeah, I haven't seen this. I'm gonna go ahead and get it before anybody else tries to buy it or whatever. Because I'm like, I need to get it. It was a SpongeBob. I need it. It was one of those moments.
That's how I felt about this. When I saw this, I was like, I have to get it. And then also saw a little pocket watch that was Harry Potter pocket. It's like it draws you in. It's like you say you're not gonna spend money. I already know my budget for when I go to Star Wars Celebration next year. Well, it's time for you to pop up, man, behind the chair, because we're into anime right now. So come on up, please, because we're at the end and we're dealing with anime.
Oh gosh.
So hello. So to answer your question, the only Bleach villain that I actually cosplay is Ukiura Sifir, Fourth Espada.
Okay.
It's the only one, and apparently people love it when I do that one. So not Optimus Prime, like dead in the background. Okay.
I'm not traumatized. I trust. I was there when it happened in 1986. I was 9 years old. It didn't bother me. This is not the one that hurt. Ironhide hurt, but no, continue.
Ooh, okay. They're gonna be re-releasing that, right?
And I will be there. Yes, September 17th through 21st.
Mm-hmm.
In theory, 40th anniversary. Trust me, I am all over this. Yeah, I'm all over this.
Dang. Okay, but no, yeah, that's one of my Bleach villains that I cosplay, and he actually, that character has like two different forms right after his resurrection. So like I finally found like the actual real life sword of his, so I can just do that release, the Murcielago, and then like I have the kind of the dress looking thing for the first one. And then the second one is going to be a little more involved because I have to make horns for my head. I have to get a different wig. Like just the everything below is going to be like something I'm like, I have to construct all of this properly.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'm happy they finally got to animating the 1,000-Year Blood War, and I think the whatever part this is, 4 or 5 right now, is
4.
The final part of that arc.
Mm-hmm.
And I have the complete, or at least I thought I had the complete manga set, all 74 volumes of the manga, until recently Tite Kubo, the author of Bleach, decided that he's going to do one more arc.
Yeah, well, hold on.
Of the manga, and I'm like, you dirty son of a, because this thing ended about 15 years ago in the manga.
Yes. So okay, so
right?
you
And
want
I
to know
was
something
happy
funny?
that it ended because I have it all. It's like I have a complete manga set. He's like, yeah, I think I'm gonna finish the story. I'm like, what do you mean finish the story? It was fine where it left off.
No. Okay, so look, when Thousand Year Blood. Okay, so a friend of mine, this is back maybe about 10 years ago, was telling me about the Thousand Year Blood War arc and everything. He was telling me about all the like the new Bankais and everyone's getting that and whatnot. And so I was like, hey, I get to it later. I get to it later. What I did not know at the time is that apparently Tai Kubo had like he had a medical diagnosis.
Yes,
He didn't know if he was gonna live or not, and
exactly.
it was rushed. The manga was
rushed, which is why the anime series is stretching it out. But you can also tell from the artwork when you're reading the manga, there's a change in the art style, and it happens during Thousand Year Blood War arc. So as you're reading, you're like, this feels off, and I can tell by reading. Of course, I didn't get it till like years later because I'm like, okay, the series is already over with. I can collect the whole thing at my leisure, and did. And now he's like, yeah, I'm gonna do one more arc. No, sir. We're because I and spoilers, the way it, and I don't talk about the manga and the anime series isn't quite done yet. Don't really care. That's your fault. If you didn't read the manga, I tell everybody you love an anime, read the manga. The manga ends with Ichigo and what's her name? Orihime together. They have a kid who they're watching Chad, because I think Chad becomes a professional boxer.
Yes.
So they're having a watch party for Chad's big fight because he's going for some title. And Renji and Rukia come in because they're together. Yes. And the final panel is Rukia and Renji's kid sneaking into the room of Ichigo and Orihime's kid. That is the final panel. So you know there is future stuff coming. And I thought that was a good ending just to leave everything. But before that whole sequence of events happens, short kid, Ice, Zanpakuto, white hair.
Hitsugaya.
Hitsugaya is leading a squad of captains to some new disturbance that's about to kick off. So for people's like, wait, there are things left open. I'm like, they could be left open. The story is perfectly ending right here. And I was like, nah, I'm gonna go back and finish it. Because here's the kicker. The 13 court guard captains you meet at the beginning when they initially save Rukia, half of them are dead right now.
Yeah.
That's what happens at the end of all of this. Half of them are dead.
So okay.
And no chance of coming back. And it was like, okay, we're moving forward with this.
All right, so I'm gonna say this. Do you have the Color Your World? I think it's like a don't be afraid of your world or something like that. It's like a 3 series one.
The light novel?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. So
I've heard about it. And I tried to stay away from light novels because fans get obsessed with manga and want to make light novels just as important as the main story. And I'm like, no. And sometimes there is a little bit of things that the author will pull from the light novel into the main story. And I'm like, until they do that, I leave light novels alone because I don't want to be construed as far as what is the main story here that you're trying to tell. And light novels feel like a side quest a lot of the times.
Yeah. And that even goes into like, I think kind of, because there's the Hellverse stuff that happens too, but like that's only digital. There's no physical version.
There's no physical copy, right?
So, and
I mean, it's akin to all the filler in Bleach. So,
but I mean, like, it's nice that, like, so again, when Thousand Year Blood War started, I was like, okay, you know what? The episodes are coming out too slow. Let me go and let me read through all this real quick. So I read all through it, and I was like, okay. And then when it got to, I think, Core 2, I was like, hold on, something ain't right. I know I read through this. And granted, there were some holes left in there where it's like, you don't know what happened with this or that or this person. But like, I'm like, oh, I read this. I mean, I just read this. where's all this new stuff coming from? And then I was like, oh, then that's when I found out that Kubo had the diagnosis, and I was like, oh, he's adding into the stuff. So when it got to core 3, I was like, oh, I'm actually seeing like in real time, like just like everyone else. I'm caught up with everybody else, but I'm like, we're all seeing all of this for the first time.
Yep. Absolutely. Because he even talks about his diet. He talks about his health issues. I'm trying to remember doing the Sobering arc is when he first mentions. So if you read it at the end, he talks about what it took to write this and all this other stuff. He does like little, thoughts and reflections type things at the end of each volume of the manga. Somewhere in the middle of the Sobering arc is when he starts talking about some health issues that he had or is having at the time while he's writing. Of course, I'm reading them years later.
Yeah.
After he originally completed them, because I'm like, it's done. So I don't have to worry about more coming. Like 74 is it. Cool. Let's collect these and start reading them. And as I'm reading through them, like, okay, so I can expect a different tone or change in art style or whatever. And sure enough, once I got to 1,000 Year Blood War, that's when I started noticing a different change in the art style, because like you said, his health was failing and he was being rushed to push things. Like the publication wanted their deadline met.
Yeah. So that's messed up. But
they've laxed the country has laxed the rules as far as what publications can do to artists, because what people fail to realize is the manga you're reading is literally written and drawn by one person. It's not a team. The team doesn't come in until it gets, licensed for animation. That's when the team comes in. But up until that point, you're talking about one person doing everything. And that is a lot.
Yes, that is. Now, speaking of more anime and manga, are you a My Hero Academia fan?
Yes and no.
Okay, why not?
So I love the story.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like Deku.
He's hardcore.
What?
I don't like Deku.
He's a hardcore anime person.
I do not like so I like that Midoriya grows up, right? I love that he grows from, because here's the thing. The first couple of seasons was draining on me to deal with him because of how much he cries. And I get it. There are 14, 15-year-old kids at the start. And when it ends, they're all like 16, 17 when they beat All Might, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then there's like a time jump for the last 2 or 3 episodes where they're like all young adults in their mid-20s. Cool. So yes, literally he grows up. Mentally, I'm happy he does grow up and realize, one, you can't save everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Even though he still bangs his head against a brick wall and tries. He does come to that realization. So I'm happy about that. But those first 2 seasons, yeah, they turned me off, and nothing he did from after the first 2 seasons redeemed himself in my eyes to make me like him because of how much he whined and cried in the first 2 seasons. And what really pushed me over the edge with him as far as this character is irredeemable for me to like, and I'm not saying he's not an irredeemable character, I'm just saying for me specifically, this is just my personal opinion. What sold it for me as far as like I will never like this character was when he went solo after the school got, disbanded or whatever. And they took people in. He was like, I'm gonna go out here and stop the people who broke out of prison myself and not lean on anybody. And the whole class went after him and was like, yo, come back. We're here to help. And he's just like, no. Because in that's telling that, one, he didn't really want to be left alone, because if he wanted to be left alone, he could have soloed his whole class, and he refused to do that. Like, he fought them with kid gloves. He had access to literally all of his abilities at that point and chose to fight them very soft-handed. And Kachan.
Yes. Bakugo
knew that, right? And was like, stop being a punk little baby or whatever and come back with us, because if you really wanted to go, you wouldn't be half-assing this fight. Like, he saw right through him, and literally Bakugo really wanted to beat the snot out of him. And I'm kind of mad he didn't beat the snot out of him to reinforce, you need to come back with us. And I feel like that whole sequence was handled with kid gloves on both sides, and I ain't like that. because somebody needed a beating. I don't care if it was him soloing the class or the class literally ganging up to jump him, because again, no, and I get it, this is your friend, but there are times when you have to knock your friend's wig in the next week, right? And nobody did that. So yeah, that was like, I'm done. Like, I like certain characters, whatever. The kids are cool, some of them more than others, but when it comes to Midoriya, it's a wrap. I'm good. I could do without him. Like, I get, and trust me, I get it. The story is about him. He is the main character. Perfectly fine and well. Just not my thing. I'm cool.
Okay. Look, I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna go ahead and give it to you. Like, you can't win every battle and everything. I'm gonna give it to you. Because like,
no, I get that.
No. Because look, like, the way that I got into that series was like completely random. I didn't even care for it at first, and then I was like, I saw something, and I was like, and I think it was by like season 2 when they had the anime out. And then like I caught up, and then I had to start reading the manga just to like kind of get through and everything.
Right.
But yeah, no, I got into that. You gonna hate this. The way that, now remember earlier I told you that Xavier and Magneto, like their breakup is why all the shit.
Yeah, neither one of them ain't shit. And sorry for cursing, but yeah, ain't neither one of them. They ain't shit, because they, like you said, they broke up and they split the kids in a divorce, and the whole world's paying for it.
Yes,
because that's basically what the two main factions. Every faction of mutants is the kids that got split up in a divorce, trying to live up to some leader's ideal of what mutant human relationship should be. So
the reason I got into My Hero Academia is because I ended up seeing, I don't know how it happened. It just happened. My For You page was like, check this out. Fan fiction stuff.
Okay.
I got into it because of fan fiction.
Wow.
And the way that I actually, it literally reads like the fan fiction, the interactions between Deku and Bakugo. I am all for that shit. And it's literally just like Charles Xavier and Eric Lensher, Magneto, Professor X. It's literally like that. It's it's too many moments. It's too many moments where they're like that. And I'm like, going back to the whole where you were like the kid gloves situation and everything like that, you were absolutely right. They did all that with kid gloves and everything. But the only thing is the fact that after all of that happened, Bakugo came up and he's like, babe, I'm sorry for all the stuff that I did. I'm sorry for the way that I treated you. The fact that he sat there and apologized, and the only time, as much as Midoriya was like tired, exhausted, and everything, he did not stop until he fell into his man's arms. That's why I'm like all for like the whole ship and everything. And if you haven't seen the ending of it, you probably don't care to see the ending of it. There's a point where Deku does lose his powers, essentially.
Yes, I know. I've seen it. I finished it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you see that. Now, that hospital scene right there.
Yep.
Literally, he goes into the room, and I read the manga, and they did it in the anime. He's like, but I thought we were gonna fly high together and like do all this stuff together. And you mean to tell me that we can't do this together? And Bakugo was the one person that put up the most money to get him the suit.
Yeah.
So it literally reads like a not doomed yaoi, but a very like BL kind of love story that they just don't show in public. That's just me. That's how.
Oh no, you're absolutely right. I am not knocking that viewpoint. I mean, it's a bromance, plain and simple. Like, and you see it coming a mile away from the day they leave whatever their regular school is. You know, like Midoriya just like, oh my gosh, you're going to UA? That is so awesome, Kachan. Like, oh wow, wonderful. Wow, that is great. That is like, get away from me, quirkless. It's like, oh yeah, I can see where this is going between these two. Yeah, I can see it right now. So yeah.
So, but that's just me. But it's so many more of the animes and stuff out there. And I don't know if Simone told you about like what I do. It's like I'll usually go to conventions and I give presentations on like different types of representation.
Right.
So I have two topics that I primarily do, mostly because they represent me. One topic is Black representation in anime and manga. I've also done one on Black representation in like American comics. But then recently, I just started presenting on one about LGBTQ representation in comics. And then I also do mention fan fiction like in there as well. But that's kind of like, it's part of like where I was going with that. It's like, that's what I talk about when I go to conventions and I'm giving those presentations and stuff.
Okay, cool. That's great because the reason that's there is because I'm doing a presentation on this film at Dragon Con.
Oh. Okay.
So yeah, I am moderating a panel at Dragon Con. This is the 40th anniversary of Transformers the movie. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I am still putting my presentation together as far as how I want it to go and what I want to talk about, because I have interviewed this year alone 3 people who have worked on Transformers in some way, shape, or form. 2 were actually part of the movie. So I will be citing those interviews because I believe they interviews are 2 of the interviews are on our channel here at Moana Nui. The third one isn't yet to be uploaded because it was just at Southern Fried Gaming Expo 2 weekends ago. So it's going to take some time before that one shows up.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, talking to the voice actors and one person who worked behind the scenes as far as putting the story together for this movie was, you learn some things. Puts what I watched at 9 years old into a little bit better perspective. But the reason I do all this and immerse myself in the anime so much is because I'm trying to make 9-year-old me, very happy and succeeding in that.
Yes, you freaking yes. Like I don't care what anyone says. It's like, and that's honestly, it is very admirable because it's something that I kind of like. I look at in myself too. I'm like, the person that I was like years ago, teenage kid me, I'm like, would that person be happy with who I am right now? And to be quite honest with you, I know that person is very ecstatic with where I am.
Awesome. Yeah, because that's all I want to do. And that's like I said, that's why I help with shows like this. It's why I do my sports shows. It's why I go and, do interviews at various conventions. Especially pick the brains of the voice actors, interact with some cosplayers from time to time. But yeah, this is great because you told me 40 years ago I'd be doing this. I call you a liar, be like, there's no way, because if the community existed, it was very localized. And yeah, this is the good part of technology, bringing folks together. The cesspool of nonsense that they want to spew online, that's a downside, but Bob and weave.
Told me I'd be around other Black geeks. I'd have been like, no, there's nobody out there that likes what I like.
Right, especially at the elementary school, because once I got to middle school and high school, it's just like, oh my gosh, grow up, watch a sport, do this, do that.
Now, I tell you this, is when I first started cosplaying, I did not know what cosplay was. All I knew was that all I knew is that the costume that I wanted was not in the store, and it wasn't anything that was like online. So it's just like, okay, well, I guess you have to put something together. You have to get some help and put something together.
Right.
And that's how this started. People had to tell me, it's like, this is like, oh, you're cosplaying. Like you should go to those conventions and whatnot. I'm like, nah, those people are like weird and stuff. Like you always hear like the horror stories, and I'm like, no, that's like for the weird people. So my first one, I get there, I'm like, oh, I'm home. It's what it is.
Yep, it is exactly how it was, because it was just Halloween, and then you're like, wait, I could do this all year round and not just Halloween? Are you kidding me? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not cosplayers on y'all level. I dip and dabble from time to time. 90% of what I do is closet cosplay with a few accessories here and there. But yeah, the first time I went to Dragon Con was like 2011. Walked around, was like, this is awesome. I'm cosplaying next year. And then I had no idea what I was going to cosplay and realized I have a Tri-Lamp sweater.
Mm-hmm.
I can roll up a pair of jeans to make them look like high waters. I still have book bags that I carried in, as far back as recently as college. I still have my TI-85 calculator. I can easily get some duct tape and put on some clear shades. And that's exactly what I did the second year I went to Dragon Con, was dress up as my original take on a nerd at Lambda. The downside is that because that film features literally one black character, you already know where this is going. I'm walking around and literally everybody who's not black is just asking, are you Lamar? It's like, why do you assume that I'm Lamar? Like, I can be an original character.
Y'all didn't see when they came in at the end to help them that they were black? Y'all didn't know that?
Funny story. 2 years later, I just wore the sweater by itself, right? No cosplay, just my regular gear. I had like a whatever graphic t-shirt on. I just put the sweater on, walked around, and people recognized the sweater, was like, oh, let me get a picture. Cool, took lots of photos. And another person, younger kid at this point, because I think at this point I'm like mid-30s, and this dude couldn't have been no older than like 22 or something. He's like, excuse me. Are you, me and my friends were talking, are you Lamar? And I was like, nah, I'm one of the OG Tri-Lamps. And the shock on his face was kind of like, wait, what? I'm like, yeah, the brothers who come in at the end of the movie to save Gilbert. He was like, what? Huh?
Yeah, those were Tri-Lamps.
And it's like this shock, like he didn't watch the movie all the way through, or he completely forgot the final scene of the film at the bonfire or whatnot. I was like, yeah, the bonfire at the end where the Alpha Betas beat up Gilbert and toss him aside or whatever. It's like, okay, I'm sorry. And then he just runs off. And I'm just like, okay, desired effect achieved. Because it literally fried his brain. Because he had stereotyped a black person in a Tri-Lamp sweater is obviously Lamar. And it's like, I'm gonna need to expand your worldview. Like, I can cosplay any character in that movie I want to, regardless of race. You don't have to assume that because I'm black, I'm the only black character in the film. I could have been Ewan Jefferson, and that probably would have went over his head.
And when it comes to like those like mistake answers people have for like cosplay, for me, it's funny to hear them. Mm-hmm. It's funny when you get multiple, because it's like you see this and you're like, you think this is this? Mm-hmm. I'll say this. There's a cosplay I do where I walk around in a purple suit and 5-inch platform heels, and I have a very big like afro. It's like red on this side and then white on this side. People think that it is Todoroki. It's like, oh, are you Afro Todoroki? And I'm like, no. If you look at it, his is a very bright red, and it's on his left side because of his fire, and his ice is on his right. I'm like, the wig colors are switched. But also, Todoroki does not walk around with a Pokeball in his hand.
Nor does he wear purple in any way, shape, or form in that series.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, huh? But it's people try to guess it themselves. And even I've been like one of them people where I'm like, oh, okay, this is cool. Like, or is this such and such or such and such? Mm-hmm. Like I've been on that end myself too. But for the ones that get it, they get it.
It is.
Oh wait, let me tell you the character name. Character's name is Mirror B. So it's like MIROR and then the letter B. But he is like the only Pokemon trainer in any of the games. This was from the games that were on the GameCube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they were very like specific to that, and there are only two of those games. The version I do is his second version, and this is where he is freaking moonwalking in platform heels on like any surface that he is on, and then has has the best theme music like around, and literally has an entire team of the same Pokemon that is going to give you literal hell because oh no, if you can kill them first, you kill them first. You do not let him wait to get any of this stuff off. Like, you get rid of that stuff immediately. But that's that.
Okay, cool. I know you mentioned earlier about you hadn't watched X-Men, but you did see some stuff online as far as Nightcrawler being the MVP. I'm going to say this much. The reason people called him the MVP is because in the 8th episode, because there's only 9 episodes this season, in episode 8, he legitimately solos the entire X-Men squad by him. Like, oh yeah, he knocked them all out.
Dang.
Everybody got 2 pieces and a biscuit, no drink. Everybody, and 6 of them you saw from his perspective.
A Popeye biscuit?
Unconscious.
What?
Unconscious. That's why people called him the MVP. And that's why the finale hurts.
So
because
Nightcrawler could get active, but like, really?
Yeah.
People underestimate certain characters because of what they see in animation or film. And it's like, if you actually took the time to pick up and read comics, you would learn more about the upper limits of what a lot of these characters can do. Like, the population at large who know of X-Men through the original series in the late 90s and now this follow-up and maybe some of the movies, look at Storm and just think, oh, well, she just controls the weather, not knowing she is an Omega level mutant that, you know, if she decided to and wanted to snap on her worst day, she could turn Earth inside out. Right? But they just see the simple things she does on screen, you know, Halle Berry, Alexander's ship when they were in the movies or whatever like that, and just think, oh, well, Storm's not that tough. Storm actually beat Cyclops for leadership of the X-Men when she didn't have powers.
Yes.
Like, she was still a member of the X-Men without powers. And when Cyclops was tripping, she beat the brakes off him for leadership of the team. It's why she's second in command always. So the way people get it twisted as far as what she can do, what her abilities are and everything is like, y'all disrespectful. Like, Storm is it. And granted, as much as I love her, she's not my favorite. Nightcrawler is my favorite because Nightcrawler was the first X-Men I was exposed to from Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends cartoon that came on in the early 80s and whatnot. And that, coupled with my older cousin, who was like 6 years older than me, giving me comic books to read so I wouldn't bother him while he was playing video games, I started skimming through and I saw what Nightcrawler can do. I actually saw Nightcrawler solo a bunch of anti-mutant militia groups or whatever led by Graydon Creed, like literally beating up a group. I'm like, oh, this dude is bamfing all over the place and I like this guy. And that's literally how he became my favorite X-Man, like, period, bar none, hands down. He is top of the list. Yes, I love Storm. I love Bishop. I love Iceman, Forge, several others, whatever, that I can go down a list. But number one at the top of the list will and forever always be, and I don't care that he's not an Omega level, is Nightcrawler. Because when he is on his game, he is a problem.
Oh, look, I understand that. And people also forget, like, Storm, it's not just like weather on the planet Earth. She can affect stuff like outside in space.
Yeah. She can control anything.
People are highly disrespectful.
She controls the elements, and they don't know what elements are. Once they understand what an element is, Storm can control all of the elements.
Don't know what a continent is.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Well, David, we're really, really over. But I want to thank you. Thank you so much for joining us this month. And I will touch base with you to see if you have some time in October, because I love October. I love to dress up in October.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, whatever, if because sometimes we get busy. I have to see if we have our little podcast for October. But if we do, I so want to invite you back for that. And that one you can be fully in
Full
costume.
on.
Yes, yeah, that one you can be full on. Just make sure your hands are available, so if you need to touch something, you'll be okay.
Look, let me tell you, like October has just become the one month of the year where it's like, okay, you can go all out, you can do whatever you want, but it's like after October, it's like that technically after Halloween weekend. So if Halloween is on a Friday or Saturday, you still got until Sunday to do everything Halloween. And then it's like, okay, then you can take a break. Like after November, December, it's like, okay, you that's it. You have to really dress up like that too much anymore. October, I will definitely let you know for sure. And it's just because I know that that's gonna be
A crazy month for you.
Always a busy month. It's always a busy month, and I love it because it's my birthday month.
Awesome.
Like it's my birthday month, so like I love it. At the same time, I'm like, this is on my, how much is on, how many things I gotta go to this month? Like this week? I wake up in October every day and I always hit a Cardi B where I'm just like, today? Oh my God, what is that? Oh my God, what is that? Like it's like that. It's like that all the time. I enjoy it, truly do. I will keep that open for sure, but I want to make sure I don't double book, y'all. That's the only thing.
Oh no, no, we'll definitely if you can't, then that's fine. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's just, it was a pleasure having you. Enjoyed you. Because I didn't want to skip this month, because we're already skipping next month because of Dragon Con, so I didn't want to skip 2 months in a row. So thank you for stepping in for my BFF who's in another universe chilling, because we in the 616, so she had to be in her another universe right now, and I can't knock her for that. And again, my man behind the chair, love my man here who helps out, and he's gotten me into. I was already into anime because he had to let me know that if I watched Transformers and all those other shows, it was anime. So, but he's gotten me into the hardcore anime to where I'm level 1. Level? I'm level 1 now.
You are level 1. You're no longer a novice. You are level 1.
No longer a novice. I'm level 1.
James, I got a question for you. Like just before we end out. Do you consider the Boondocks as an anime?
Yeah. I thought they were.
As the traditional definition of anime, no. Is it influenced by anime? Yes, because Aaron Magruder is a huge anime fan. But anime is just the Japanese term for animation. So literally anything animated is anime. I don't get into the minutia of the diciness of it. I understand, because it's the same thing people always ask, well, Avatar is anime, and folks be like, no, it's not. It's an American thing. It wasn't Japanese. I get it. But if you're saying anime as far as Japanime, which is what we called it in the late 80s and early 90s when that first boom started, technically, no. But again, since it got shortened to just anime from Japanime, anime is just what they call anything that's animated. So yeah, it's anime.
Yeah, look, I love hearing that debate. I love hearing people's like opinions on it, because I'm like, no, it is, and it's censorship with a lot of animes that are here in America. Even though there was one episode which I have yet to watch. I need to watch it because I got the physical DVDs now. There was
Which
one
episode did you not see?
Huh?
Which one did you not see?
The Tyler Perry episode.
That one aired once. They just never ran it again for reruns.
So when Boondocks was out, I think I was like high school, like early years of college and everything. I can't remember which one.
Find that on YouTube?
No,
you will not find that on YouTube.
Mm-mm. You can't. You actually cannot find that episode like almost anywhere. But
it's
I have
Sony
the DVDs.
Because whoever the company is that distributes the Boondocks cartoon blocked that episode from ever appearing anywhere after it aired that one time. So unless someone has a YouTube channel where they're posting all the episodes out there, which happens, you can find YouTube channels that are dedicated to particular shows and whatnot, and all the episodes of a thing is out there to watch because they're flying under the radar. But outside of that, you're not going to find it on, like, if a platform decides to stream the series, they're going to skip that episode. Because like I say, even when Cartoon Network had it, and they were showing reruns before
the episode.
Because
Tyler Perry got his feelings hurt.
Perry got his feelings hurt, and so it's two parts. He makes fun of Tyler Perry, and it's nothing we in the community haven't said about Tyler Perry. He just put it out there on Front Street, and the corporate overlords, which is Cartoon Network and Sony and whoever else is up there that helped with production and distribution of the show. So he's basically blasting everybody from Tyler Perry on up the chain. And so it's not just Tyler Perry who had his feelings hurt, because he had his feelings hurt, and we pretty much laughed at Tyler Perry. It was like, dude, lighten up. He's made fun of rappers too. And we knew which rappers he was talking about in that episode with Thugnificent and Gangstalicious. Booty, butt cheeks, and all that stuff. Yeah, we knew what rappers he was talking about. Guess what? They ain't throw a fit. They quietly kept their mouths shut, didn't say anything to draw attention to themselves, and kept it pushing. Tyler Perry wanted to get in his feelings and make a big deal about it, and made it worse because people was like, this is why the episode was made about you, because this right here. So like, if you had let it go and just shut up, no one would have cared, but you made a big deal. Now we're making fun of you because you're upset about it.
Well, and then it's true, like all the stuff that's out about everything. But also, like I say, I have my gripes with Tyler Perry just because of how he depicts dark-skinned black men. And me being a dark-skinned black man myself, I don't like that. I don't like that. It's a whole tangent. I talk about it in my presentations and everything about how like dark-skinned men are considered villains. And it's not until like some of the recent years that we are now able to be some of the heroes. And mind you, if we are dark-skinned, that we also have to be a stereotypical African type character, not necessarily African American, but it's a whole little thing. But
Tyler Perry is problematic in and of himself. Outside of that, but
that's me.
Okay, well, with that being said, we like to thank everyone that joined us today for the Opinionated Variants of the 616 episode. Again, thanks Moana Nui for allowing me and my girl Teresa to have our voice so that we are saying what the hell we want to say in our universe, making this my universe, because I'm me. And it's
I know that's right.
So join us again. This is August. In September, we'll come back in October and we'll let you know. We'll blast it, and we want to bring you in because I'm going to be putting up a face. I'm going to be giving face.
I could show up for September and like talk about Dragon Con.
That's a thing.
Put a pin in it. Think about it.
Okay. I don't want to make you tired because you's busy.
I'm taking. Okay, so this is what I do. This is my Dragon Con and MomoCon because those are my two biggest conventions of the year. this is how I do my time off for them, because as I tell my employer all the time, me putting in for PTO is not a request, it is a notification. Like, I won't be here. So I am out the Thursday, Friday before, for the convention, and then I'm out the entire following week afterwards, because they end on Monday. I don't go back to work till the following Monday. So that's Memorial Day weekend, Labor Day weekend. The Monday after is when I go back to work. So I will be nice and rested, because I will not have to worry about getting up and going to work the next day or the day after that. So I plan accordingly for those.
But then that's when I'm driving to Dallas for Dallas Fan Con. So
again, you let me know. Because again, my Thursdays are wide open. If you still want to do it in September, if you want to do a September show, because again, it's your universe. You're in charge.
You're absolutely right. Well, you're right. I put a pin in it.
You are the Loki holding all the timelines together for September. Yep. So you let me know and I will show up.
Yes, I need to look at the timeline and see what I can pull in. Thank you very much for reminding me. Thank you everybody for joining us. We had a marvelous time again. Thank you, David the Smiley, for gracing us with your presence. My God, this guy is such a fucking amazing cosplayer. I am just in awe of all of his cosplays. I really am. I'm just scrolling when I see him. I was like, share.
It was, look, that Merrick one I did this year, like that came out beautiful. That came out a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. I was like, oh yeah, when I made it to Anime Matsuri that day and I was walking around, I'm like, oh, this is a lot better than I thought. Okay, cool. That's all I needed to know. And then I went out in that same outfit that night. And I was walking around the different bars and everything. And I was like, oh my God, it's Merrick. I'm like, yes, it's Merrick. Like doing that whole like evil deranged like face and whatnot. That very next day I had to go to work, and when I tell you, no, like this is why I took that Thursday, Friday off, did my presentations at Anime Matsuri, had to go to work Saturday. I didn't get back home until like maybe 1 something. I still have contact lenses, wig on, still in like the boots with the little heel and everything, posing all day, screaming at people. And I went to bed. I was like, okay, I'm sore. I get to work. Then I literally had a hard time getting out of bed. I get to work, and I have I'm an assistant manager. So like I had no choice. I get there, I take a seat, I try to get back up, and I'm like, what is everything in my entire body from head to toe, including my eyeballs? Yes, I had
adrenaline finally wore off.
That long. And then I had to go back to Anime Matsuri, and I had to wear 5-inch platform heels, a purple suit, and an afro, and sunglasses that I can barely see in after dark. I want y'all to understand something. The only reason I made it through that day and partially that night is because I was in so much pain that it kept me conscious. Like that. It's like I'm like, okay, this is straight up out of an anime. You were in that much pain where you just want to fall asleep, fall down, but you were in that much pain where like, hey, this is keeping me up. This is keeping me alive. So I can't.
Yeah.
It's crazy. All right. Well, again, thank you. I appreciate it. You blessed us. Thank you so much. That's it. Goodbye, guys. Say goodbye, guys.
In October.
Goodbye, guys.
Bye. Goodbye.
So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will.
If this the land of the free, was a freedom then, when they annexed Hawaii and called it cedar lands, without any type of payment and no signing off, called themselves a republic in 1894. 1.2 million acres overtaken from the native Hawaiians. When they resisted, the West retaliated in violence and erasure. The Hawaiian language is banned as part of colonialism's plan to expand, yeah.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe as a part of their ongoing war with Asia. Used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. The work of all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. We will.
So if you put Hawaii into perspective, well, Black and Asian history is interconnected. Considering the fight with the Pacific, then of course versus Asia, they was treated as a middleman for war, but didn't let the Western colorism run its course. Cause dark skin was a sign of dignity to core. The land was taken in the name of capitalism, when prior to it was an actual kingdom. Clap back at the system.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe as a part of their ongoing war with Asia. Used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. The work of all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell